Welcome back. Here we are with Granblue Fantasy Relink once again. And we're here at Sierra's Knick-Knack Shack because, as you can see, crewmate card. New allies are available. Who have we got?
Would you like to call?
Let's start here with Seofon. We'll see if I'm saying that right later, I imagine. This man leads the Eternals, a group of 10 weapon masters, also known as the Star Sword Sovereign. Oh, very well. Let's get him then. I'm liking the lighting.
Star Sword Sovereign Seofon.
How do you make your hair do that?
Is here to save the day.
Like, that's glorious hair. My God, man, how do you accomplish such a feat? He's joined it. I forgot how he said his name now. Hey, like, no, not Sir Barrel. We'll probably learn as we make our way through his Fate episodes, which we shall do in a second. First, that's the wrong button. First, we very much want to level him up. How do I do that again? Upgrade weapon. Oh, I know how I do that. What am I thinking? We'll just sort the weapons in a second. I'm completely going to the wrong location. So, inventory. Let's get some gold spell books on him. Seeing as we got 2 characters, let's use at least 5. That might max him out. Might. Yep, 5 takes him to 99. That's good enough for me. Lovely, lovely. Oh my. Oh my. Right, skills-wise, what we're looking at here, mate. Not skills. Masteries is what I mean. I'm all over the place in this. Not played it in a while. Right, so let's max out everything you've got here. Or is it already done? No, it says 60%, so it's not already done. Okay. Let's take you to there then, because then we should be able to get that one as well. Don't want to reassign them. I may do when I learn how to play him. May do. Right, so let's go all the way down here. What do you mean? Where's my auto unlock? Oh, I need some more points. Which can be done. I think it's, yeah, there's a legendary shoot that can, there's mastery points. Let's use, I was going to say use all of them. We can't. Got 3 left over. Right, now back to the masteries. And back all the way down. It'd be nice if there is somewhere where you can just be like, unlock everything. Like, just unlock everything button. Nifty! Alright, because it is like this kind of scenario. It would be nice if I could just be like, you know what, unlock everything for me. Everything you currently have, I would like, mate. Use all the skill points you need. Ooh.
Groovy.
Groovy? I would not expect you to say groovy. I mean, I don't know much about you.
Don't worry, I've still got room to grow.
Have you? Oh, that's delightful.
That'll do.
Right, so that's maxed out for the offense. So let's see about the defense. All the way down here. Again, this is why it's a case of I would love it if we could just have somewhere
Nifty.
Just unlock everything. Maybe there is an option somewhere and I completely don't know where it is. If there is, please do let me know.
Nifty.
Because there's bound to be more characters coming our way in future.
Always room to improve, huh?
I did get alerted down into the comments that there were 2 new characters, so if you do know new characters are coming our way, please do let me know. So very much grateful for that. Right, so weapons now is what we want.
Let's talk.
Let's.
What kind of weapons you need?
I need a new weapon here. I need this, I assume? The Gateway Star Sword. I have none of the required materials to make it. So, alright, we'll just upgrade your current one.
What should I strengthen?
That lovely one there. So let's uncap the max level. Unlocked! He was quite happy about that, wasn't he? Right, so let's auto level.
Success.
Okay. I want to uncap it. Yes, if we can. Yes, we can. Cool. Let's level it up as much as we can.
Good.
Because I'm going to run out of items at some point.
I'll unlock
But that-
hidden potential.
Don't have enough for that. Okay, very well. Right.
Your weapons won't betray you.
They better not betray me. That would be a problem, wouldn't it? Oh dear. Let's begin looking at his Fate episodes now. You can help me. Seofon. Again. I don't know how to say his name. I think the only issue I have with his hair is that big spike at the top. Yeah, it's a bit much. A bit much. So, prologue. The Eternals. Yes. Like, see, it's just a bit too much.
What does it mean to be the strongest? We've all wrestled with our inadequacies at one point or another. I know I have. Doesn't matter how old you are or where you come from. Everyone wants to be the top dog. So, what exactly does it take to reach the peak of Mount Awesome?
Is that an actual mountain? It could be, for all I know.
Power, be it physical, economic, or political, is all about using the right leverage. Like a high-stakes game of rock, paper, scissors.
Why do I know this voice? Like, did the voice sounds familiar?
For instance, you can't always outflex a sharp wit with muscles alone. Your environment plays an important role in shaping your strengths too. A desert denizen shrugs off the heat, no sweat. A kid raised in the streets tends to be savvier than a child of privilege.
Akihiko from Persona 3 Reload, maybe? Is that what I'm picking up? Think so.
As you can see, everyone thinks they know what strength is, but it isn't that cut and dry. Leave definitions to the dictionary. I prefer to follow my gut. What we need is a unified baseline predicated on common sense. Something along the lines of, being the strongest means never losing to anyone. Ever. And that's why the Eternals had to be created. So, we're a group of 10 who command the most powerful weapons in the skies. And I'm the Big Kahuna. That's right, the lovable Star Sword Sovereign. But you can just call me Seofon. Think of us as the bouncers of the Sky Realm. We roam the skies, staring down would-be troublemakers while wagging our fingers no.
So I want to sort of go with Seofon in my head, like Seofon. That's correct, isn't it? Seofon?
Look deep into your heart and ask yourself if you'd stoop to villainy under the watchful eyes of the world's strongest good guys. What? No, you wouldn't. Stop lying. It doesn't take a genius to figure out what happens when a stoppable force meets an immovable crew. Some have even accused us of being a mafia witch. I mean, that's just flat out disrespectful. Look, we never claimed we were perfect. There are more than enough nations and leaders out there who view our autonomy as a threat to their interests. Our plans have backfired on us before, leading to unnecessary animosity and resentment. Mistakes have definitely been made.
Oh.
Yet despite all that, and this is just between me and you, okay? Recruiting the world's biggest badasses sounded way too fun to pass up. I knew getting the strongest people in the world to gel wouldn't be easy. It was hard enough convincing them to join the team, let alone work as one. You win some, you lose some.
Wait, is that how you spell gel? I always used G-E-L. Huh. I've got to look that up and find out.
Now I know what you're dying to ask. Whenever people gossip about us, they always feel the need to bring it up. So, let's get this out of the way and put the subject to bed. There can only be one who wears the crown of strongest eternal. Only one whose bravery and deeds are second to none. possessed of both unparalleled martial power and wisdom, and great hair to boot.
I had to look it up. It is a case of, oh, in America you use Jell. In Britain we use Gel. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Now, who could that be, I wonder?
I wonder. I need to check who the voice actor is, though. That I do need to see if I'm right on what I'm hearing. Right, main menu. Where was it again? It was in the journal, wasn't it? Where you can see the character info. Was it field notes? Characters? There he is, yes. Yes, I am correct. Alright, so. I was just thinking I'd heard the voice recently, so. Yeah, it's Akihiko.
To view the requests?
Right, Fate episode number 1. I was going to say number 2 because it's the second one, but, you know, prologue was first. Episode 1, Foreboding West.
There's a place called the Boundary, where every strand of time entwines and colossal concentrations of energy are stored. A person with a strong boundary imprint is capable of tapping into the boundary to extract its energy, like yours truly, for one. That being said, just because I have access to the mine doesn't mean I'll always strike gold. If anything, I think I got more than I bargained for. A resonant voice boomed from the Boundary and issued a disturbing warning. It claimed there was a calamitous menace residing in Zegagrande Skydom. Zegagrande? You're sure about that? Unless my memory was playing tricks on me. That was where the captain and the crew were right now.
How curious. I wonder if that warning you heard pertains to a youth named Id.
Meet Anra, the world's greatest spearmaster. Blame him for giving me the idea to form the Eternals. He's got eyes and ears in all corners of the skies thanks to his buddies from his merchant days. Who's this Id guy? I get the feeling you've got the deets.
I mean, yeah, this is going to be interesting to see at this point, because this is one of our first, like, DLC characters, one of our additional characters. After we've finished the story, he's added at a later date, so it's like, it may advance the story slightly, somewhat after what we know. Maybe.
Indeed I do. Have a seat. The tales my friends tell me of Zegagrande's current events are well worth the listen.
Anra proceeded to give me the scoop. Turns out Zegagrande has primal beasts too, except they call them primeval gods. The Church of Avia, led by a woman named Lilith, propagated the idea of deifying those primals. Zegagrande was unique in the sense that even the true king had yet to meddle in its affairs.
Thankfully, the captain and the crew thwarted Lilith's plans. Her son Id is now pursuing a path of atonement for his transgressions.
Because, yeah, you got to think that's basically the end of the game, what they're talking about there. So everything he's doing has to be after that point, right? In his Fate episodes?
Sheesh. I can't believe an extinction-level conspiracy nearly succeeded right under our noses. That's not funny at all. You're telling me this kid morphed into the Dragon of Destruction to blow up the world, and we're supposed to let bygones be bygones because he's sorry? Anra, ever perceptive of my implications, tried to appease me with a smile.
Now, the captain has welcomed Id into the crew. It may be best to keep your opinions to yourself this time. You have a history of coming across as confrontational.
Ouch. He's got me there. Still hurts to be called out, though. Come on. It's my job as our leader to take this stuff seriously. Besides, getting on the captain's bad side is the last thing I want.
Yes, It would be wise to maintain an amicable working relationship.
The old-timer chuckled softly before shooting me a piercing stare.
Do you remember that sage counsel I gave you oh so long ago? Sometimes, making impartial decisions means losing the sympathy and understanding of others. This is going to be one of those times.
Ah, Hanra, subtle as ever. Leading the Eternals is hard enough without your helpful reminders. I know. I'll keep you updated.
Alright. See where this takes us. This is man on a mission. Like, I want to see what the requirements are. Are there any other requirements? No? Just... Ooh. I was gonna say, like, weren't these characters level 60? Like, yeah. This one's level 85, this guy. Seofon. That was it, wasn't it? Seofon? It's like, yeah, he needs to be level 85. I mean, 80 at this point, but still. Alright. Episode 2, Man on a Mission. Oh my. That's the other character that's available.
Wait, really? You're coming with me, Twain?
I mean, I'm right on that, aren't I? Question mark?
Unless you see me as excess baggage.
What? I would never think that. My original plan was to fly solo. Punctuality isn't a hallmark of the Eternals. Assuming anyone bothers to show up when I call for assembly, that is. To make matters worse, my approval rating took a nosedive for my handling of recent events. They can think whatever they want, but I did what I had to do, even if it meant losing a modicum of trust in the short run. That was the justification I gave myself, anyway. So when Twain offered to accompany me, I was touched. Were the open wounds finally starting to heal? I wanted it to be true. Please tell me it was true. You're coming with me out of the goodness of your heart, right?
Actually, it's personal. I'll be on hand to make sure you don't start a war or something. Think of me as your chaperone.
I knew it was too good to be true. Give me a little credit. I swear I've learned my lesson.
And I want to believe you, but we don't need a repeat of the Stardust Town incident.
There's details I need there.
Oh, right. That little unhappiness. Me reaping what I sowed really sucks. Well, that's just Twain being Twain. I know she's worried about me. She's too professional to say it. Yeah, let's go with that.
Oh dear. There's some lessons you'll never learn, mate. Right, episode 3. Crossroads. Destructive rematch? What was that? That was the, when we faced Bahamut with Bahamut, right? I think. Well, kind of gives it away.
Hail, friends. Sorry for missing the action. Wish I could have gotten here sooner.
I mean, it would have to be after that, because Roland's here, so...
As I took my first steps into the town of Folka, I was greeted by the crew, who I hadn't seen in what felt like ages. It should have been a happy reunion. But instead, I felt shame for not being there when this Skydom needed me.
Took you long enough, Slowpoke.
And the razzing had already begun. The captain treated me like a personal punching bag.
You must be the famous Eternal I've heard so much about. I'm Roland, Folka's resident handyman. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine, Roland. I'm Seofon, leader of the Eternals. We exchanged smiles and handshakes. So far, so good. I didn't sense any signs of deceit, but nothing's ever simple when it comes to astrals. Kinda hard to trust the people who once invaded your homeland, you know. Make no mistake, Roland had the power to conquer nations if he wanted to.
I am just thinking, like, again, his name. It's like, It's almost a V sound, a very soft F. In the middle, it's like Seofon. Seofon. Interesting.
So, is it true that you're an astral?
Yes, there's no escaping my past. However, not all astrals are cut from the same stone. With that being said, I realize old prejudices die hard.
Hey, if you don't start trouble, then neither will I.
It's a deal. I'm sure I'll earn my keep given enough time.
My gut was telling me I needed to keep an eye on this Roland guy too. Otherwise, I'd be shirking my duties as an Eternal. But for now, there was someone else at the top of my wanted list.
Id.
Name's Id.
Ah, put it there. Jeez, he had a crushing grip. Suddenly, my body was racked by an unimaginable sensation.
Oh my.
One that gave me chills all over. You know how pressure builds up before a dam bursts or a volcano erupts? That's the best way I could describe the ridiculous amount of force pushing back against me. I've fought my share of tough guys before, but this never felt anything like it. Seems like the power gauging went both ways. Play cool, Seofon. Flash him your award-winning smile. What's up?
Nothing. Sorry.
Oh.
I was afraid it would come to this. I'm sorry, Captain. I hope you'll be able to forgive me for what I'll have to do.
What? What? I thought they were gonna become friends. Quickly. Maybe they will after ticking time bomb? Maybe? Maybe. Right, so we must play as Seofon. 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 I've got to keep saying it to just learn it. Oh, he's got two sort of spikes coming out of his hair. Alright. Begin. Diddly-diddly.
I checked myself into a room for a few nights. Keeping tabs on Id was going to take a while. Since I've got nothing else on my plate, I figure you guys could use another handyman. I'm more like a handy army, if you will. Although I had persuaded Id to spar with me one-on-one, there was little to learn when the stakes were non-existent. Thankfully, the gods threw me a bone.
Help! We've got monsties stomping around by the waterfront!
The waterfront?
Id looking shook was a rare sight to see. That place must have meant something to him.
Just our luck. The Grand Cypher's still in the shop.
I'll go ask Roland if we can borrow a ship!
Damn it.
This was my chance to see how Id reacted when pushed to the brink. And of course, we had people to save as well. If you don't mind the squeeze, I've got my two-seater that I flew here in. Need a ride?
Good idea! No monsters will stand a chance against you two. We'll catch up as soon as we can.
Got it. See you there.
My plan went off without a hitch. We took off for Tempio with Id pointing the way. This place we're heading to, anything special about it?
Yeah. I promised the people living there I'd keep them safe.
Then there's no time to waste. Last thing I wanted on my conscience was my failure to protect the innocent.
Yeah, you should put that as your #1 priority first. Protect those people.
Lives were at stake, and that's all that mattered.
Yeah. Two-seater, though. It'd be nice if we could see that. Maybe it's been in previous games. Controlling Seofon. Seofon leads a crew known as the Eternals. Comprised of 10 weapon masters, he collects spirit swords, empowering them as complements to his dual-wielding style. Seofon creates various combos using square and triangle. Completing a combo fills his avatar gauge. Okay. Press triangle to summon an avatar to join Seofon's attacks. Combos and skills are enhanced when an avatar is summoned, but the avatar gauge depletes throughout the summoning. Okay.
I see him up ahead. Let's move.
Roger Dodger. Let's take care of this lickety-split.
Lickety-split.
Their numbers are absurd.
Calm down, kid. You and I can handle twice this much.
Guess so. I'm going in.
Let's play. On guard.
It's another wave. This'll be easy.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate news for my investigation. I need you to go all out here.
Seofon?
Oops. Spaced out there for a sec. Nah, I'm with you. Cat and mouse. Over here.
Take this!
Just keeping an eye on like his abilities there with the summon.
On guard.
Because if I spam triangle, it's going to summon it. That's the problem, and I don't want to do that. I want to build it up, don't I?
Taste steel.
Ow!
Hey, you guys! We got more trouble! Monsters are all over the village!
Over here.
Kidding me.
Stay focused here, Ed. Leave the village to the captain.
Yeah, okay.
Cat and
Let's
mouse.
wrap this up.
On guard. Cat and mouse.
I need stronger foes.
Aha. That must be their general.
It's a bone army! Where'd they all come from?
I've got this. You're no match for me!
Holy crap. Now that's power.
Aw, yeah! Time for the It Show!
Incoming!
That's the Crypt Keeper who keeps raising the dead.
Die!
Even slow-mo sucks! Be careful!
Keep it coming. On guard. I can't believe what I'm seeing. He's unstoppable.
I know, right?
What's the matter?
This dragon form was freaking at first, but now everyone thinks it's the coolest thing!
Is that right? Never would have guessed. Yeah, that power is bad news.
Huh? What's with you?
Ah, sorry. Had a rock in my shoe. What's the matter? Oh, no!
Slow down!
I was going to summon it then.
Step up!
There we go.
And no.
Yahoo! Take that, Skelly!
Yeah, done, Skelly. Interesting playstyle. Would take some getting used to.
All right. Now for the village.
Well, you got what you wanted.
I hope we are not too late.
Id's entire body twitched with impatience. His anxiety was getting the better of him. Go on ahead with Vern. I'll stick around here to mop up any stragglers.
Thanks. I owe you one.
Come on!
I watched them depart, then turned back to my task at hand. That power of his is off the charts. And to think, he demonstrated such devastating power without even fully knowing how to control it. Tackling godlike entities was par for the course for us Eternals. Frankly, in his current state, I'd stick it several tiers below the toughest of the tough, but he could easily shoot up the rankings.
I mean, yeah, he's kind of only just begun understanding his power.
Fully powered or not, the instant he transformed into a mini Bahamut, I'd seen enough. If he ever figures out how to unlock the secrets of Bahamut's destructive might, then gods help us all.
We should make sure he's supported and becomes friendly and is a good guy.
Alright. Is your stomach growling? Then give it what it
I'm
wants.
worried how you're going to treat him going forward. Fate episode, once again, number 5, Clashing Viewpoints. Let's go.
The 11th hour was approaching fast. I wanted to spring into action, snip the weed at the roots. But I decided to check in with Twain first, just in case. His power is a ticking time bomb. You want to live with endless guilt after he goes off? 'Cause I don't. Sky Dwellers, to a certain extent, possess something called a boundary imprint, which links them to the boundary. The Sky Realm was going to have a very bad day if his dragon powers ever crossed streams with the boundary's energy. That fear wouldn't stop haunting me. Who's to say the kid had the mental fortitude to withstand the dragon's temptation? Bahamut didn't climb up the supremacy ladder with pleases and thank yous. We'd be smoking piles of ash by the time we decided to move. I was banking on Twain sympathizing with me.
In other words, assassination.
Unfortunately, yes. Believe me, this is our last resort.
I mean, that would not go down well with the crew.
Well, I disagree.
When I asked her why, she said I'd fallen prey to confirmation bias. She was still in the process of making her own determinations about it.
I mean, I'm definitely on her side in this.
We know good people who once threatened to upset the sky's balance. They changed for the better and were welcomed with open arms into the crew. How can you be so quick to judge a book by its cover?
She added that the captain's journey was fraught with danger. Success hinged upon having crewmates of diverse backgrounds and talents. And you think Id can be one of those people?
Yes. He'll prove himself soon. You'll see.
She always knew how to make a compelling argument. Heck, part of me was even rooting for the kid to conquer the dragon's power. Fair enough. I'll put Plan B on the back burner until further notice.
Good. Jeez. Right, what are we going to here? Episode 6, The Fear of Power.
A gentle breeze cooled my skin as a church bell signaled the coming hour. Squeals of laughter from rambunctious rascals filled the town plaza, while their elders engaged in pleasant banter. It was a lovely day. Too lovely to be spent digging up dirt on Id. And yet there I was, playing private detective. You gotta do what you gotta do. Still had no idea how he got his powers in the first place, but his handyman reviews were through the roof. The guy did anything and everything for Folka. He even ran sword training classes for the town's tykes. Guess Twain was really onto something. Id boasted an impressive resume that proved his worth to the captain's crew. There was no way I could move to eliminate him. No, snap out of it, Seofon. You're supposed to remain impartial. Don't let yourself be hypnotized by Folka's bewitching serenity. As it turned out, not everyone spoke so glowingly of the brooding swordsman. Case in point, I found a lady whose testimony supported my misgivings.
Yeah, but is that based on her views of what happened before he joined the crew? Because that's important.
Yes, he did save me from danger, but I just can't get over his terrifying visage.
May I ask why?
He tore through monsters like paper. Does it make him less of a monster if he's the one slaughtering them? What if he snaps one day and comes after me and my family?
The masses fear power beyond their comprehension. These misunderstandings can snowball into skywide chaos. If we could keep a tight lid on Id's might, then everything would be hunky-dory. Whether the captain and us Eternals could form a tight enough seal was the problem. Even if I wanted to give Id the benefit of the doubt, I had to assume the worst.
That's gonna backfire on you. Just saying. Right. Before it's too late, and that's gonna lead to episode 8, which is worrying because that's some kind of battle of some kind. Okay, before it's too late.
Another gorgeous day. Light winds, and not a cloud in the sky.
But there's loads behind you, I can see them.
I leaned on the deck railing of the airship and stared out into the forgotten sky. This is it. I'd arrived at the spot where Id had rescued Roland, where he had opened a hole to another dimension. Wasn't traversing dimensions something only the 6 dragons were capable of? Can I risk letting a kid who's capable of tearing the fabric of space live? Can't hold it against him that his astral foster mother led him down a path of darkness. Not to mention, his body had been hijacked by a literal dragon god. Don't be stupid. Unlike the other problem cases in the crew, this guy is beyond saving. He's an irredeemable menace. I hated that annoying voice, because I knew it was telling me what I wanted to hear. He's too dangerous to be left alive, and you know it. The voice began pestering me after I teamed up with the captain to resolve a crisis revolving around the sky's wedges, aka the 6 dragons.
So what's up with this voice then? Is it an actual thing?
Good luck trying to silence your own thoughts from yourself. It sounded exactly like me, because it was me. A Seofon of an alternate world spoke from the time-convergent boundary. Apparently, I had made wildly different choices in that timeline.
Oh.
Id has an imprint, what with him being a sky dweller and all. It's bad enough he's got the power of destruction. What happens if he acquires the boundary's power of creation, too? I was no expert in that mumbo-jumbo, so I'd have to take his word for it. Of course, I'd take it with a hefty dose of salt. Just let him talk, and hope that he tires himself out. Fine. I won't beat a dead horse, but here's some food for thought. Take a peek at this vision of Id getting his hands on both powers, and then tell me you're okay with turning a blind eye. A searing vision ripped through my skull, and left me with a pounding headache.
You want to get some paracetamol, mate?
Where do I even begin with what I'd been shown? There was a dragon, presumably Id, on a murder-fueled rampage. His breath left behind wakes of charred soot that scattered to the wind as islands tumbled out of the sky. The ultimate strength belonged to him, and he unleashed it upon the skies until only a hollow husk of a world was left. Big deal. It had a 1 in a billion chance of happening. That's practically 0. Neat trick. You almost had me going there.
I was going to say, it's kind of irrelevant what happened in other worlds. What's important is what happens in this world.
Who was I fooling? So long as Id drew breath, practically 0 wasn't 0. I hate this. As much as I wanted to slap the smirk off my other face, I knew I was right. And that's what pissed me off the most. Sorry, Toyin. I can't wait for your judgment any longer. You'd understand my position if you'd seen what I'd seen. Suddenly, Anra's words rang in my ears.
Sometimes making impartial decisions means losing the sympathy and understanding of others.
Yes, but again, that can backfire massively.
True enough, old friend. True enough. If that makes me public enemy number 1, so be it. This is my duty to the world.
I mean, did you consider the possibility that there's a almost 0% chance. Well, how did he phrase it? There's something to do with 0. But there is a chance, basically, that there's a world out there, possibly this one, where you go down the path you're going down, and it leads to id becoming the very thing you tried to stop. That's a possibility. That can happen. Okay, boss. Righteous execution. Oh dear. Alright, we must play as you. That's fine with me. Let's go. Diddly-diddly.
What's this all about, Seofon?
Id eyed me with great suspicion, and he had every right to do so. One doesn't get called out to the monster-infested Skyworm Valley expecting to have a fun-filled picnic. Thanks for coming on such short notice. You might want to sit down for this. It wasn't going to be an easy pill for him to swallow. I told him about his boundary imprint, the boundary's power, all that jazz. It was imperative for him to understand that one wrong move could spell doom for the world. Prevention is the best cure, meaning you've got to go. I took everything, and I mean everything, into consideration. I'm just doing my job here. No hard feelings. In my mind, I pictured a dragon's silhouette, racing through the sky above the valley, raining death and decay upon the land. I told myself I was doing the right thing.
I see.
Considering the gravity of what I'd just told him, it was doing a good job of staying composed.
I can't dispute the fact that my power has the potential to cause disaster.
His eyes burned with the will to fight.
But here's the rub. I'm indebted to the people of these skies, and I aim to repay them. The Sky Realm granted me this strength for a reason, and until I understand my purpose in life, I swore I'd never let this second chance go to waste.
I knew he was doing everything in his power to help the captain and others. You can't fake that kind of sincerity.
Yeah, we've seen Id's Fate episodes. We know his determination, his drive.
Come hell or high water, I will survive.
He made a big show of drawing his great blade. Yeah, right. As if that would dissuade me. Fine then. Let the games begin. We were both swordsmen, and we knew the score. Only one of us was going to come out on top. I, Seofon, the Star Sword Sovereign, shall cut you down!
Alright, so how difficult is this going to be?
Alright, buddy. Throw the kitchen sink at me.
I have no intention of losing to you. You're dust!
Cat and mouse. No, no!
Just trying to stay out of his attacks.
Who knew you could keep up with me?
Save your breath.
Oh yeah.
You're going to need it.
Man, it really sucks we couldn't have met under better circumstances.
I won't hold back.
Good. I like a fun challenge.
You should be able to dodge this, right?
Arrogant punk. Let's go.
Let's get you out of that.
You won't escape me.
Up and at him.
All the AoE being thrown around here is like, come on, Id, come on. Steady on, mate. It's a bit much. Alright, big heal.
Keep up. Come here.
Come.
You're mine.
Spineless. Infinito creare.
You up?
Ask for it. I'll kick your ass.
What are you doing?
Awaken. Your dawn has arrived. Become my power.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's going Bahamut. When's he gonna hatch? Are you done? Oh, there we go. No, it was actually hatching. Okay. That was just a joke.
There you go. Free the beast.
Seofon! I will resist!
There's so much going on. Oh, God.
Not over yet.
I'm gonna lock onto him. I'm gonna lock onto him at this point. I didn't feel the need because it was only him, but it's like, hold on a minute, just so I have a sense of where he is. It's like, jeez, mate.
Oh, look, it's raining silver. Surprise! Have some. Thought you had me?
Caution's the word.
Not over yet.
Lose myself ever again!
So you can rein in the dragon. What a surprise.
You're wrong about me. I'll prove it!
That'd be awesome if you could, kid. But I just don't see it happening.
Cat and mouse. Not over yet. Hungo.
I heard the stories. You and Mommy Dearest tried your very best to wipe out Zega Grande. Well, I'm back for more.
That's my sin to bear forever. I must atone. Until I pay in full. Death is the coward's way out!
That's all well and good. But the best way for you to take responsibility is to realize the danger you pose to everyone.
There we go.
Tough luck, kid.
There was just so much going on. Couldn't keep rolling forever, obviously.
I finally broke through Id's tenacity and forced him down onto one knee. The kid wasn't a monster, far from it. But I had to heed the warning from my other self. Without the guarantee of him mastering his powers, I couldn't take any chances.
I refuse to stay down!
To my surprise, he wobbled back up on trembling legs and readied his hulking sword again. What does he eat, iron?
You won't stop me from keeping my promises!
Then I guess we're about to find out who's on the right side of justice. Neither of us spoke at this critical juncture. We raised our swords and prepared for one last strike. Suddenly, there came a whistle of air followed by an almost inaudible thud. Crap. Thought I had more time. The instant I saw that quivering arrow shaft sticking out from the ground, I knew my best laid plans had gone up in smoke. I'd been busted by the Goody Two-Shoe Squad, and I didn't need to guess who was part of that team. Twain, Lyria, Vern, and of course, the captain.
Well, they'll be there for Id. Well, the crew will, at least. Because they've been through so much at this point, and have been so behind Id's chance at redemption. The better path.
Twain reached me first, and alighted gracefully by my side.
Now that's weird. No one consulted me about dragging it out into the wilderness to murder him.
No, really, what could I say? The rest of the group came sprinting over while I got chewed out.
That's enough, Seofon! Why are you two trying to hurt each other?
Yeah, what's got into you guys? We're all supposed to be friends!
Look, we've still got a situation here. Don't come any closer.
Knock it off, dummy.
It took a second for the slap to register, but when it did, oh boy, did it sting. The others stood there in uncomfortable silence, unsure if it was wise to speak.
Do you still trust me?
Knowing when to cut your losses is a valuable skill. Nothing more I could do but sheath my sword. The captain had this uncanny ability to inspire hope when the chips were down. I swear I could see this heroic aura glowing around them. Ever since I first met the captain, I could always rely on them as a bedrock of integrity.
I mean, yeah. You can always count on the crew and its captain.
If I ever stumbled down a hole and vanished from the face of the Sky Realm, the Eternals and the world would continue chugging along without a hiccup under their lead. So back to the question. Did I still trust the captain? There was only one answer to that. Yeah, I still trust you. 110%. My beef with the Dragon Kid was all but cooked. I never have and never will lose faith in the captain. Now it was time for me to put that faith to the test.
I mean, you should have done that a while ago. Anyway. Let's see here, what you got now.
Come to view the requests?
No, the Fate episodes. So, episode 9, burying the sword. No, don't bury the sword, keep it, use it. Seems like a silly idea. What if you need it at a later date? You're gonna have to dig it up.
Well, this was awkward. I turned to Id and gave him the best I'm sorry I could muster. Outcome notwithstanding, this mess was on me. It was entirely within his right to stomp all over my apology, if he chose to do so.
But he won't. That's not who Id is. He'll almost be coming from a point of view of like, I understand. I understand.
Forget it. I still don't get that boundary thing you mentioned. But given the destructive nature of the dragon's power, I can at least see where you're coming from.
Great. Way to twist that knife into my guilty heart. He and the captain were so much alike. Super kind, yet, at times, super ruthless. A dangerous combination, to be sure.
Last thing I'll say about it is this. I'm going to keep using my power for justice. I choose to believe that's what the skies intend for me. So, if you let me live a bit longer, I'd appreciate it.
Say, you ever heard the phrase, noblesse oblige? It means, those who bear great power must bear an equally great obligation. Wonder if the kids ever heard that expression before. Doesn't matter. He's the shining example of what that phrase entails.
With great power comes great responsibility. Yes, we know, we know.
I was offering him an olive branch by laying down my arms. Of course, the captain didn't see it that way. You're always slow on the uptake, came the harsh rebuke.
I mean, he's right.
Don't get me wrong, Id. You haven't earned my complete trust yet. But if the captain says you're good, then you're good. For your sake, I suggest you don't lose their trust at any cost. It looked like he wanted to get something off his chest.
This is going to sound silly, but I'm jealous of the rapport between you and the captain.
Huh? What do you mean? Jealous? He lost me there. Captain acts like a saint to everyone except moi. I'm treated like the scum that gets scooped out of a fish tank. Now I've gone and made myself sad.
You're special. No one else gets the same level of snark or ribbing that you do. Isn't that worth something? You guys share an affinity beyond regular crewmates. I'd go so far as to call it familial.
Yeah? Huh. That, never occurred to me.
Of course, Id would spot such a thing.
I mulled it over in my head. Yeah, like the way siblings squabble, right? I totally play the big brother role to a T.
No.
More like younger.
Huh? But age-wise, that wouldn't make any sense. I swear I just saw a figment of TN smirking at me.
It's not about physical age, mate.
Curse you, kid, for spoiling the mood. Curse you!
Oh dear. Alright, so things worked out in the end. He came around to it, that's good. The power of change.
Hey, Seofon! This letter came for you!
Awesome. Thanks a bundle, Lyria. Once we'd returned to town, I had drafted a report about the id kerfuffle and sent it off to Anra. My hands trembled ever so slightly as I unsealed the envelope and my pulse began to quicken. Must have been the stress over the response that lay waiting within. I hadn't sugarcoated any of the details. I judged id to be a threat and attempted to eliminate him. But the captain's steadfast guidance helped me cool my head. Me in the old days would have been like, slay first, ask later. The leader of the Eternals is always right. I cringed at the recollection of my former pig-headed self. But on to the letter.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of past you.
Dear Seofon, I read your report with rapt interest. I get the sense you're conflicted about your personal development over the years. I don't know how helpful this may prove to be, but I'd like to offer my perspective. People change all the time. That shouldn't come as any surprise. As we've seen with Foer and Seox, the Eternals are no exception. It's safe to say the Captain's influence is largely responsible for altering the paths we've taken. Even an old coot such as myself has managed to learn new tricks. As far as I'm concerned, the Eternals have changed for the better. By that logic, you would simply be the newest member to undergo a long overdue transformation. You made a decision as expected of a leader, and no one can argue with that. Sincerely, Anra.
No one understands me like you do, old friend. Looks like Anra was letting my bonehead mistake slide without too much of a fuss. At least this time, anyway. That was a small weight off my shoulder. People change all the time, he said. It sounded so obvious. But hey, when you're right, you're right.
Hey, Seofon! Come help us, lazy bones!
It's always nice to feel wanted. Your wish is my command. It would seem my trials and tribulations had only just begun. Before leaving this skydom, I'd need to perform a spectacular deed to erase my name from the captain's crap list.
Good luck with that.
A lazy bones, am I? I don't hear anyone else getting called lazy bones. But wait. So wouldn't that make me special?
It was right.
I feel warm and fuzzy inside.
Could have been something you ate. Might want to go to a doctor. Maybe. Right. Stack of apology letters. Oh my. That's us done for this part. We've finished Seofon's Fate episodes. And we'll be looking at the other new character we've got come our way. So we'll see you in the next part with that. With their Fate episodes. Ta-da for now.